Okay, and we are back. After my somewhat disastrous stream, I have retooled the video, so now it's just me in the game. I'm hoping in this part we're going to get a few side quests done, and I'm going to try and explain things better that I didn't explain during the stream, because I was rather focused on the whole stream thing, and not really paying much attention to the game itself. I'll put my weapon away there. So a couple of things just I feel I should explain before I begin. The notice board... Don't interrupt me. The notice board quests, as I meant, you saw me picking them up earlier. They're optional and they generally don't lead to much, but I'll be trying to do them all. Well, not all of them, but I'll be getting a lot of them anyway. The chair here, I explained, you can use to tweak your pawn's personality, sort of how they act, things like that.
Safety above all else, or one who's
yeah, so they'll generally have two extra personality types they can add as their secondary inclinations.
Should I fall, and you see fit?
And they'll have various ones of these questions here that determine what they say in certain situations. If she falls and I pick her back up again, so we can make her timid, aggressive, reticent, or ordinary. She's ordinary at the minute. I'll make her aggressive, why not?
It shall be done.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and explain things a bit better that I didn't explain the first time through. So, anyway, I think we should be... What level are these guys again? Actually, what level am I, for that matter? Keep pressing the wrong button. There we go. Level 10. Yeah, I'm a sorcerer, of course I'm level 10. Let's do this quest here.
Gives me chills just to think of it. I didn't.
Yeah, so
I hid in the well.
when the dragon attacked, this guard guy here jumped in the well and hid because he's I mean it's
wise to keep your distance from that pit.
He was afraid. He's going to be. It was a giant dragon.
I was too craven to venture far.
But there's something else down in the pits that he wants us to go and investigate.
From further in. There's aught down there. Mark my words. I could feel it. I could.
Yep, so we're going to go and find out exactly what was down there.
What?
Yep, we're going to go out and clear out the well.
Right, hero. Here, if you're set on going, take this with you. It should have some use to it left. I'll not soon forget your bravery.
Yep, he's just given us something. He gave us a lantern. So first thing I'm going to do is set that as my main quest, so that my pawns will talk about it.
Prepare well before we begin.
Yep, prepare well. I already am. And I'm going to give this lantern to Lycia. If your pawns are carrying a lantern, they'll automatically use them whenever it gets dark or if you go into a cave. So it's generally a good idea to let them carry one for you. How much money do I have? Might go buy some more clothes before I head in. Because at the minute I'm just using the basic, just the basic set that we got at the start. I know I bought that robe, but might want a bit more than that. So look, see, Traveller's shirt. Yeah, so there's defense and magic defense, pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, because I am a magic user, I can't equip the proper armor. I have to just go for clothing and whatnot. Let's see what we can get. That's some nice long sleeves. Anything else down here? Traveller's tights, cotton hosen. Run around like that if I wanted to. Yeah, I suppose I could. Let's put on some scholar's boots. Hemp hosen. Some talismanic beads. What I'll probably do is later down the line, once I've got the means to actually earn all the money I want, I will basically just buy everything in the shop so I can equip it. That's what I normally do.
I only wish you always...
Because, I like being able to dress my character up properly and things like that, but we'll see when we get to it.
Business. What can I do you for?
Okay, going to...
As you will.
Right, let's dress ourselves up a bit better. So I'll put on that robe. Actually, no, I'll take that off for a minute. There we go, got a nice looking shirt. Some slightly fancier looking trousers. And we can cover it all up with this robe. So there we go, we're a bit better equipped now. not excessively well equipped. Our pawn started off with just some basic gear as well, nothing too fancy. But you probably already saw that in the last part. It's important to put things away once you're done with them, because carrying too much will weigh your character down, and that's generally not a good thing.
As you will. What can I do? Take care.
Yeah, carrying too much weight slows your movements down and makes it so your stamina takes longer to come back. So you generally don't want to be heavy if you can avoid it.
Some refuge I chose, eh? It is almost
Although I think it does prevent you being knocked down so easily, except you're heavy. Okay, so yeah, he's just telling us there's something frightening in the well. So let's head on in and find out what it is. Well, you'll find out what it is. I already know what it is.
Certainly make use of that lantern here. What's this?
Yeah, so as you saw there, Lycia immediately turned her lantern on because obviously we're down in the dark. So I will do the same. Just stick my lantern on. They're going to smash a few things up. If I had an empty vial, I could fill it... An empty flask, sorry. I could fill it here and get some more oil for my lantern. Pawn lanterns, I think, never run out, but yours will as you use it, so you want to refresh it every now and then.
Which way should we go?
There's some rats. Killed with a very easy miasma. That was overkill, to be honest, but...
What's this?
Leftward path bears.
Yeah, I don't like rats, so there we go.
I'll take that.
Yeah, because Lycia has a Quisitor, she's just going to be gathering stuff constantly for me.
Watch your footing.
This bridge is too decayed to use. You can walk on it all you like, nothing ever happens. There, bat! Got attacked by a bat there. And
I shall restore your health.
can't read that pawn's name. But they just opened the treasure chest that was down there and got a hat for me. Is that something? Oh, there was a snake here. One of them killed it. Oh no, I just killed the snake. I just picked up a live snake and threw it. Alright, just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, so one of our pawns just picked up a hat. There we go. Arrakis. Give this to either Clockwork or Lycia. I think I'll put it on myself. There you go, a stupid little hat now. Don't give gear to the hired pawns, because once you send them away, that gear is lost forever. Yeah, just never change the gear on hired pawns. Just only you and your main pawn. Destroy these bats again. Took a little bit of damage there, so Leander's going to heal me.
I shall restore your health. Hold on.
Yeah, the bats aren't the monsters in the well. Let's actually see what the quest says. Unnerving snarls from Castidus' old well startled a soldier seeking refuge inside. Investigate the source of the sounds. Pretty much what we already knew we were doing.
This looks interesting.
Why did you pick up a skull? Actually, it's just as well you did. I'm going to want some of them for later. So, skulls fall under tools, I think. Yep. So I'm going to give the skulls to myself, because otherwise they will use them and throw them around. Some more rats here. I don't know how this ox or cow ended up down here.
What's this?
Because there's clearly like a whole dead cow, but I don't know what put it there. The one thing that could potentially have put it there doesn't come this far into the cave. Kill the rats.
I'll take that.
If you stand around the rats too long, they will actually bite you, but it does minimal damage, and you have to stand there for a while before they do it. And down here is the actual cause of the growling noise. These are saurians. Pretty threatening this early in the game, but they're manageable. The important thing about saurians is they have two main weaknesses. The first is their weakness to ice, which I think I mentioned earlier. They freeze really easily, take extra damage from ice attacks. But the other important thing you can use is to cut their tails off, if you can. Once you cut their tail off, their attack and defense drops like tons. Because they're normally quite powerful and they barely take any damage when you're hitting them. We get rid of the tail and they are much weaker. You may have noticed my weapon is glowing purple and my little projectiles here are going much slower than normal. Leander over there has dark boon, I think it is. Point is, she's enchanting my weapon with darkness to do a bit extra damage, but it's also making my little bolts go slowly. So strong but slow. We'll be making use of these enchanting spells as the game goes on. They're quite important. It's just one thing to watch out for is these streams of water coming down from the roof here. If your character gets wet, the lantern goes out. Yeah, so if you want to be able to see, don't get wet. It'd be quite a pain if it does. If you do. And I think we are now almost done with the Saurians. Yep, there we go. Every Saurian is down now. And our buddies are gathering all the stuff for us. How nice of them. Okay, so we can either head straight back the way we came to get back to Cassidus, or we can keep going deeper into the cave for a minute. Because there's a few more goodies we can find down here. That's not the way I wanted to go first. Out the way, Licia. You get all this purple anise down here. I forget what that does. I think it's just an upgrade material. Yeah, there are tons of just various healing items and materials and stuff that you have no idea what they're for most of the time. Hey, what's she found? Ooh, some healer's robes. Nice little waterfall over here. And there's some grapes growing nearby, so we're gonna pick those. The grapes heal you quite well. Most food items do. This here is a mining spot, but none of us are equipped with pickaxes, so we can't do anything about that yet. I can make pickaxes fairly easily. They're not too difficult to get a hold of. Anyway, there's our new healer's robe. Looks quite nice, so I think I'll put it on. There we go. We can actually see the clothes we've got beside our shabby robe now. And that's another thing I can show off while we're down here. This half of the cavern is flooded, as you can see, because of the water coming down. A tall character like mine can walk around in the water just fine and not get soaked. Whereas a short character like Licia or... I was going to say Arcus, but a short character will get soaked as soon as they walk in. They're just gathering some fish for me, that's fine. So let's keep exploring the little cave for the minute. I keep trying to hold down B to sprint because I've been playing too much Dark Souls. That's like, no, that's not the one. I think there's snakes up ahead.
I'll take that.
Yep, there we go. They all activated,
What's that?
and miasma killed them. Weird. I'm surprised it's not just killing them immediately. Anyway, this door here is barred shut. If it was from the other side, we wouldn't be able to open it, but because we're this side, we can break the bar and get through. Oh no. This room here sometimes contains bandits. So it has this time. They're not always in here, and I think this particular group tend to be the weakest bandits in the game. Ow, still dangerous though. Bandits come in various varieties. They can be fighters with sword and shield, warriors with a long sword or big hammer. Ouch, ouch. Basically, any class you can be, the bandits can also be. Ow. Okay, this is bad. This is very bad. Healing. Yeah, cram me into a corner here. Get off. I forget what human enemies are weak to. Like, elemental-wise. I think it's darkness. I think they're resistant to light, but weak to dark. Anyway, this room's full of treasure. So let's, might as well grab our money while we're down here. This bandit stash. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot more bandits later down the line, trust me. I think we've already got a quest to kill a bunch of them. Mushrooms, like the ones we're gathering here, tend to restore your stamina. Generally what you're looking for is herbs for health, mushrooms for stamina. Food, I think, can be a mixture of either. Like those grapes healed my health, but I think meat does stamina. You can also get drinks that can do... They generally heal you a little bit, but they're more for the added effects, is why you're going after drinks. Unequip my lantern, because it's daylight. And this cave has actually brought us right out next to the encampment. Yes, we're just a bit above the encampment here. It's right round the corner. Still trying to hold B to sprint. Yep, there we go. So that means that little cave ran all the way from Cassidus over there, came down under the main path, and then led us up here. So we can head all the way back now and claim our reward from Pol, I think his name was.
The Duke could stand to commission some new roads.
Yeah, the Duke could stand to commission some new roads, Leander. The Duke, who we could have found out through just talking to people, but it's quicker if I just tell you. The Duke was the previous Arisen who killed the dragon when it last appeared 50 years ago. So, yeah, he's quite a big deal around here.
The roads are safer than the brush, but still, we best stay wary.
Yeah, so we're almost home already. This game actually, if I can just go into the map a minute. Where are we? Yeah, I know how the map works. Alright, we've barely actually filled out any of the map. One of the things is, instead of this being like a whole country, you're not going across the whole world, you're not even going across a single country, this is just one little, I think it's called a duchy, because it's just like a small part of a bigger country, basically. It's quite a small focus, this game, but I kind of like that.
Slain the monsters of the well, have you? Truly,
Yep,
you are
killed them all, they're a bunch of lizards. Yeah, I think they probably would have killed Pol if he went down there, because he'd be by himself and doesn't have any magic either.
I take no credit, mind.
Yeah, if you hadn't gone down the well, we wouldn't have found out they were there, and I mean, they could have come up and ate someone.
For releasing monsters upon the village for having opened up the well.
No, you did something right there, Pol, I'll give you that much.
I shall strive to learn from your example. Commit myself to becoming a soldier fit to defend the land and its people. Honest.
Which he never does. Well, that's not fair. He does try to do things better, I guess, but we never actually see him do it. Okay, so that's 2 side quests done here. Oh, here's another character. Come here. Talk to me.
That was a dragon for true. The first in 50 years, they say. For all the tales, I never thought it could truly be so massive.
Yes, this guy is Valmiro. I suppose I should explain this game's kind of romance mechanics. Every time you talk to a person, give them a gift or do a quest for them, their affinity for you goes up. Whoever has the highest affinity with you at a certain point in the plot becomes important to the story. There are 8 characters whose affinity goes up much quicker than everyone else's. Like, you just do their quests and you'll be at max of them. Valmiro there is one of them. The others, which we've already met a few of, there's Kina, our childhood friend who should still be around. Actually, no, we haven't gone to rescue her yet. She's still missing. There's Kina. There's... Actually, no, she's there.
It warms my heart to see those who
I'm
fled
getting ahead of
together.
myself here. She goes
They
missing
will
in a
never
short while.
return.
Shouldn't have said that yet. Yeah, so there's Valmira and Kina, our two childhood friends, effectively. There's Reynard and Madeline, those two travelling merchants. And also Mercedes, who's back at the encampment. That's 5 of the main 8. I'll point out the other 3 when we meet them.
What's this about the pawns? Can't say as I favour their lot much.
Yeah, so she doesn't like the pawns. Talk to her a few times, you can find out a bit more sort of why.
There's just no telling what's in those pawns' heads, eh? And I don't trust anyone who'll happily follow orders to his death. It's unnatural. I only wish I could
Yeah, so
always...
people don't really like the pawns because
There's just no telling.
even though they
I only wish
look,
I had more to
like I said, they
offer.
look human, but the way they act is just not quite right. I always kind of figured it as, like, if you met a video game character in real life, that's kind of like what a pawn would be like. You know, resembling normal human behaviour, but there's clearly something not right, not quite there. This shop isn't open
Seems
yet.
they trade in textiles.
Let's go get a few more quests. Normally a couple up by the church. When you're in a town like this one, you can sprint infinitely. Like you can see there, my stamina isn't going down as I'm sprinting. Okay, a couple of quests here. Let's talk to this guy first.
Hey, a moment. I would not ask this of anyone but you, cousin. I have news for Marin. Dark news. I fear I cannot bring myself to face him.
So this guy's got news from Merrin, but he's too afraid to actually go and talk to the guy.
His brother is dead. It happened
Yep.
on the shore.
So Merrin's brother died
We were
during the
fleeing
dragon
the world,
attack,
and
trying to protect some other
Ortiz
people.
leapt before the beast's talons to shield us. I saw it. Saw him hurtling through the air. Saw him fall back to the ground. I did nothing.
Yeah, so it looks like...
Just watched the
Well,
poor man
what do you mean you
die.
did nothing? What are you supposed to do? The guy
cannot
got
face Merrin
smacked
for
by
the
a
shame
dragon.
of it. He deserves to know what happened, but please go and tell him.
Yeah, so we got to go past the bad news to Merrin that his brother is dead.
We'd best find Marin.
I don't know if you saw there, but for a second he had the yellow question mark over his head. Yeah, red means they got something about your current... No, let me start again. The various question marks you can see above people's heads. Green means they have a quest for you. Red means they've got something about your current quest. Yellow means there's something to do with a quest you have, but you haven't currently selected.
What's this?
And if you see the rare blue question mark, that means talking to them will finish a quest that isn't your current quest. You don't see the blue one very often, if I'm honest. I might show it off in a minute, though. Yeah, so Merrin is normally down here on the beach. I don't think the pawns had anything to say about this, so I meant to check
Will
that.
only get harder with time, Arisen. Let's deliver Elvar's message.
I'm sorry, do you see me walking up to the man to deliver the message, and you had to tell me that? Come here, Alicia, I'm going to throw you in the ocean. Look how much smaller she is than me. That's one thing I love about the character creator in this game, is the,
Soaked to the bone.
is just the size difference. Because there's a few games that have height sliders, but they barely seem to make any real impact. Whereas this game, like a short character and a tall character, you can tell the difference between them. Yep, your brother was found dead. I'm sorry.
Elvar has suffered in this as well.
Yeah, I mean, Elvar had to watch,
He's made his choice.
presumably, his friend die,
His
so...
end with valor and died a man. Elvar bears no fault in that.
Nah, Elvar can't blame himself. It was a dragon attack. What was he supposed to do?
My thanks, good fisher. I am sorry this burden fell upon you. I shall go and put Elvar at ease.
Yeah, you do that.
The least we can do is pay our respects to the dead.
Yes, I don't think there's anything you can actually do in the graveyard, apart from loot a few herbs. We'll have a look. Anyway, now that we've talked to Merrin, we just need to go back to Elvar. Or was it the other way around? Yeah. Talks to Merrin, go back to Elvar and tell him we've passed on the news. That'll be quest complete. Pretty easy quest. You don't have to leave the town or anything. Yeah, I don't think any of these tombstones do anything. I think they're just decoration. Anyway, we can come in here and hand in the quest. Yes, it's red now because it's our currently selected quest. If I switch to something else, it turns blue because talking to him will finish the quest. So just show that off.
I thank you, cousin. Pray forgive the trouble my cowardice has placed upon
What cowardice?
Cortez
The guy got killed by a dragon. It was like 100 feet long. Bigger, maybe. I didn't actually see an official measurement for it. It's,
I live the best I
think it's actually like 50 meters long. So yeah, he is a big... Grigori is a big dragon, I mean. really freaking big. Another quest here.
It is selfish to beg a favor in such times, I know. But there is aught I would ask your help in.
Oh yeah, everyone else does.
Privately.
He wants to speak privately. There's like 3 people sat on that bench over there.
It is a sensitive matter. I would ask your discretion.
You've been hiding nudie mags in the pulpit, haven't you?
In the wake of the dragon's
no, he hasn't.
many of the villagers have come to offer prayers. As a novice and a newcomer...
Yes, this guy is quite new to the church, and he wants to help people by giving sermons and whatnot, but he's lost his prayer book, basically.
I have yet to commit the verses to memory. Without the text, I cannot offer up a proper prayer.
I wouldn't really say it's a sensitive matter. I mean, you lost your book.
I do not wish to believe them stolen.
I wouldn't really call that sensitive. I mean, I'm sure people would understand.
If you come upon them, pray see them back to me. I would be...
Yeah, so if we find his scriptures, we can bring them back to him. Seems easy enough. Like as not, it remains in the village, says the hint there.
We'd best check places people rarely go. I've gained quest knowledge.
Thank you, Alicia.
I know no useful details.
Yes, these guys...
Unfortunately, I know nothing.
Don't know much.
Unfortunately, I know nothing.
I think the hired pawns can have quest information. Like, the higher level they get, the more likely they are to have it.
I fear I am remiss in introducing myself. I am called Oster.
Now, interesting fact about Oster here. For whatever... I mean, most of the time you just see him standing here, but for whatever reason, when he walks, he has the woman's walk animation. I don't know why. I don't think he does anything, this guy.
I make no demand of age or origin where rare writing. If you find...
I mean, he says he wants to see rare texts, but you can find a few of those in the game. He never actually bring anything to him. I think he's just there to look cool. Well, you know. I think he's just a generic NPC who happens to have some extra dialogue. But yeah, he walks like a woman for some reason. I don't know why that happens. Let's talk to this kid.
I confess it. I took the father's book from the chapel. I tried to go back and find the book, but I was in such a panic as I ran. I just wanted to look at it. Just curious is all. Forgive me. I cannot remember where I lost it.
Lewis, I don't know.
I thought to steal it once and then return it.
He took the prayer book, and then the dragon attacked, so...
Cor, what am I to say to him now?
The truth? You just wanted to look at the book? Where are my pawns? Yeah, just tell the guy the truth. He's gonna understand. He's a priest. He seems like a decent guy. Anyway, the book's up here on the roof. How it ended up on the roof, I'm not sure, but...
I feel more familiar with this quest now.
Yeah, so you heard there, Lycia said, I've learned what to do in this quest. If I was online and another player hired her, she would then be able to give them information about the quest. So your pawn does learn as you do stuff, and then could potentially help other players.
Where did you find it?
On the roof.
I'm glad it's found, but see it back to the father for me, please. Thank you.
Alright, fine, I'll do all the work. Let's see what the quest says. I found the tome. I want to see what it says here. Holy writ which all new priests rely on as an important tool in their duties. Quest item. So let's just go give this back to him. Yeah, these first few quests aren't really particularly difficult. I think they just get you used to the idea of doing the quests, basically.
I wish to be of service.
Earn you a little bit of spending money, bit more experience.
I cannot.
Anyway, he just repeats himself there. So
The
there you go. There's your book back.
Found them. Oh, Maker be praised.
Yeah, instead of God, they refer to the Maker as their version of
I cannot thank you enough.
Well, that's what their
Truly,
religion
the people of
revolves
Castus
around,
are
is
a
the Maker.
good-hearted bunch.
Yeah, they are. You probably could have asked one of them to find your
Now
book.
I can once more offer proper prayer on behalf of the village.
Yes, you can.
But I have dallied long enough. There is work for me to do.
I've gained quest knowledge.
Yes, I know you have. So there we go. That's that quest done. I think that's all the quests currently available to us. Didn't have anything else, did I? Nope. Here's an odd thing I can show off. This door here, as far as I'm aware, it never opens. I think it's just meant to be like the crypts for Cassidus, but there's no way in there.
What's that?
I don't think. I imagine this. Oop, fell off a cliff there and took damage. Not my best plan. I imagine it was probably part of a quest that got cut for whatever reason. But I just kind of wish you could go in there just to see what's behind it. Anyway, there's a few chests scattered around the place. Still pressing the wrong button. Nothing particularly exciting in them, but, you know, they're worth... You know, there's one up here. You can get a bit of basic gear, a few useful items, some money. As I said, nothing particularly exciting since this is just our hometown. I mean, you wouldn't really expect some, like, super awesome weapon up here or anything, would you?
Leave it to me.
Let Leander heal me. Yeah, you don't need to cast it twice, Leander. One was enough. I think this chest here often contains leggings of some kind. Yep, there they are. Leather bandings. I might give those to Lycia, I think. There you go. Now she's got these kind of like leather straps around her legs. And a bit more physical defense. Her magic defense is down a bit, but we won't be meeting magic users for a while, so that doesn't matter too much. Anyway, I think that's everything we can do around here for the minute. Yeah, did the flowers, did the book, gave the bad news, and escorted Madeleine. I think that's everything for now. So we might as well head back to the encampment and see what we can do there.
Business is better of late. I dare say we've you to thank for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Never mistake our sleep, but what can I do you for?
I think I'll just rest up before I go. Actually, one thing I might just check. Where's the... There we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to go online, just so... Now, there's a chance that other people will hire my pawn, and the pawns that I meet are going to belong to other people.
It seems these rooms are frequented by piglets and the like.
Normally I play offline just because I prefer it,
Seems a fair place.
but, you know, we'll give this a go. And on that note, let's hire some new pawns. So we are 2 levels ahead of the ones we have hired. You pretty much always want to have a healer with Anodyne and Halidom on your team. Who the heck are you? Yeah, so now we're going to start seeing other players' ones. And, Eddie here is the prime reason why I play offline, because other players... yeah, you can see what kind of stuff you tend to meet doing this. Alright, I'll get lost, a lot of you. Shoot. Actually, Eddie does have healing. He might be useful. Nah. Yeah, this is the reason I tend to play offline. Is just you get a lot more variety with the pawns. Let's have a look here. Anodyne. Wow, you're quite strong for a early pawn. Right, I will hire Katie Bush, I guess.
Yes, Arisen.
You cannot take on any more followers without releasing one.
The other reason I tend not to use the online ones is they always use those that DLC equipment I mentioned. There's stuff that's way stronger than it should be. Okay, and who else should I hire? We got 2 girls, so I might try and hire another man for the 3rd one. Not you, Arrakis, because you're a generic pawn. And we're getting pretty much all women here. There you go. John, you'll do.
Yes, Arisen. You cannot take on any more followers without releasing one of your current...
So we'll take these 2 with us. Odds are they're going to have ridiculous squeaky voices and annoy me. We'll find out. Oop, almost dropped my controller there.
The road runs straight from Cassidus to the encampment.
Yeah.
You can rest till day or night.
She's got a normal voice. Yeah, so just to summarise, my complaints with the online pawns is they tend to be very how should I put this?
We share these roads with travelling peddlers.
The players tend not to be the most inventive types. They tend to make overtly sexy, scantily clad women as their pawns, and not a whole lot else. They tend to give them the high-pitched squeaky voices that annoy me, and they tend to use the DLC equipment, which makes them all look the same. So, like I said, for those reasons, I generally play offline, but I'll play online just for the sake of showing off the game as intended. And who knows, maybe someone will hire my pawn. There you go.
Find an opening, then strike.
It was a goblin. I'd hardly say that's worthy of a die villain, Miss Katie. If you're wondering why I'm not using any kind of fast travel, it's because we haven't unlocked it yet. You need to get to the main town before you get any kind of fast travel. I actually quite like the system they use in this game. It's a bit more inventive than just picking a place off of a map. But I'll get to that when we get to it.
Ever a pleasure.
Yes, hello again, Renard.
I aim to linger here. Now,
let's see what you've got to sell us. You generally want to try and buy something from Reynard every time you meet him, just because that's how you unlock his main quest line. Which you probably want to do if you want him to be your... have the highest affinity, like I mentioned earlier. Leather chest guard here is quite useful. It's a high defense and mages can equip it. Although for some reason if you put it on a woman, it turns... Oh, you can't really see it there. Yeah, it just turns into like a little bra when a woman puts it on, but it's a full chest plate on a man. And that's weird, because this is like the only time this game does that. Normally, when you're playing this, like the equipment is more or less the same on a man as it is on a woman. I mean, like the clothing, like my character's wearing, would obviously show that the woman has a chest, but you know, it wouldn't be ridiculously altered to show off her boobs or anything like that.
I feel familiar with this area.
So anyway, Mercedes here wants to talk to us.
I am Mercedes. I lead the men of the...
Yeah, I mentioned her earlier. She's another of the main 8 whose affinity goes high really quickly. One of the trickier ones to get, though, for reasons I'll explain much later.
I've heard talk of the Arisen. They say you hold dominion over the pawns.
Yep, that's right.
I've ordered
that's me.
Pawns to take up swords and fight myself. But they are a clumsy...
Yeah, so, other people can't control the pawns the same way we do.
I cannot call them into this world as you do, though, nor make travelling companions of them.
Yeah, so she can order them around, but they won't follow her. She can't call them up, and they're a bit clumsier when she tries to do it.
Well, it matters not.
The pawns mainly exist to serve Arisen.
The dragon is come. I'll welcome any help, be it pawn, Arisen, farmer, or fishwife.
I don't think a fishwife is going to do much against the dragon, but I see the point you're trying to make.
Are you in need of rest?
Yeah, I suppose I could use a nap. I mean,
repose is the better part of
it's early in the day, so it doesn't seem necessary, but, you know, we got to do it to push the plot on. Everyone seems freaked out about something. Oh no! It's here for revenge from those snakes I killed earlier. I'm sorry, I didn't know they were your buddies. And there's 2 of them. Actually, no, this isn't a snake at all, it's a Hydra. This thing is actually a post-game boss that you won't fight until much, much, much later. Let's see what we can do with it now. I think it is actually... Oh yeah, it can and will try and... It will swallow you if you stay in its mouth too long. It's, yeah, so as you can see, it's trying to swallow me now. Actually, I wonder if I let it... Yeah, I'm going to let it swallow me. I've never actually bothered to look at this animation. Yeah, so we're now stuck in its neck. You can't really see it. There is a bulge travelling down its neck. If we reach the main body, that's it. It's game over. Oh, no, it's actually just holding us in its mouth. Did it glitch? Oh dear! We've never seen that. Oh, I'm glad I did this. Yeah, it's not swallowing us, we're just sat in its mouth. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we are travelling down its throat. Like I said, if you reach the body, that is game over. The pawns will keep attacking it, and I think they can break you out of its neck. Yeah, so the big deal with the Hydra is obviously you can cut the heads off and they eventually grow back. You know, classic Hydra. If someone's being swallowed, like I currently am, and the head comes off, then they're free. You know, they get their escape. I can't really do much here. Hello? Alright, all you're supposed to do is cut one. Yeah, as you can see, they swallow the guards much quicker than they do the player or the pawns. Normally by now one of the heads has been cut off. Yeah, all we're really doing is just waiting for a head to come off. It's almost swallowed us, we're almost at the bottom. I've never actually let it do this to me before, so I don't know how long it's supposed to take. Oh, there we go. We got the... Yep, we got eaten. I've never actually thought to let that happen. Oh, excuse me. Alright, this time I'll show you what's meant to happen. Mercedes? Mercedes! Oh, you're over there.
There's a humbler structure.
I won't hold well. Make use of as you will.
Yeah, so just skip ahead to the Hydra again, and this time we won't get swallowed. Thank you for that, Licia. That's your input, is it? Now I can't remember which way Hydras go, if they're weak to light or dark. Either way, let's just keep spamming miasma. That should get one of these heads off nice and quick. Yeah, the pawns generally don't get swallowed because they can button mash much quicker than I can. Yeah, so the Hydra's going to... Actually, you know what? I might avoid attacking it for now, because I wonder if I can show off another bit of scene if you take too long. Yeah, as I said, what we're trying to do is cut off one of the heads to get it to run away. But something happens if you take too long, so I might intentionally take too long just to show that off. Oh, that guard got grabbed. Oh, no, there goes the head. As I was saying, if you take too long, it will destroy the other watchtower. take a bit long again, and you'll get a cutscene of Mercedes throwing one of the explosive barrels into its mouth. All you then have to do is hit the lump in its throat and the head explodes off, just like that. But yeah, don't get grabbed or swallowed and you should be fine.
Oh, damned! This your handiwork? But true?
Yeah, if you're worried about doing damage to it, obviously hitting it from the distance with spells and arrows works quite well. Or you can climb up its neck and slash at it with a sword or knives. If you're just worried, just hang back and wait for the cutscene I mentioned to play and you should be fine. It's a pretty easy fight.
Arisen. I see better now from whence the legends arose.
Yes, I definitely did not get eaten.
Good judgment, swift footwork.
Swift footwork? I spent most of the fight standing still.
In any case, the Duke will want to know of this attack.
Yeah, he probably will.
I'd hoped to gather a larger force before leaving for the capital. But the Hydra's head and the Arisen who claimed it make up the difference amply. I cannot
yeah, so she's been here recruiting an army to assist the Duke against the dragon, but now that we're here and we've got this giant prize behind us, she's ready to go now, so I'm going to say not now.
You have some business here yet? Time is scarce. A rotten head makes for a poor trophy.
Excuse me.
I've learned what to do in this quest.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do that main quest yet, because I think now we can get another side quest. You know, I mentioned earlier that Kina vanishes. I was thinking of this point. So, as we're about to find out.
A terrible creature. I saw it from my spot at the post.
Yeah, it's Elvar again.
What was it? It's been dispatched then?
Yep, I already... Well, no, it hasn't been dispatched. It just ran off.
Hold a moment. Is Kina not with you?
No, she isn't.
Said to leave the village in search of art for your wounds. I thought you accompanied her.
No, I've been here the whole time.
Times for a girl alone in the wilds. Any idea where she might be off to?
Well sturdy, this place. We'll need Kina's help for this.
Yeah, so Kina has been looking for medicine to help me with my wounds. Basically, the giant scar we've still got on our chest, and now she's gone missing. So you need to head back to the village to actually get this quest. And it will. Doing this also introduces me to, or introduces us, so to say, to another of my favourite characters. So we'll be, yeah. I don't know why I'm bothering to say all this. So I'm going to be doing as many of the side quests as I can. I might miss one or two if I forget about them, but I'll try to get every side quest. At least as many as I can get. Yes, now we need to we need to speak to Adara.
I'd have your ear a moment. It's been a full sun since last I saw Kina.
Yeah, so she's been missing for a day now.
To find a cure for your wound. If she's gone there for true, I beg of you, find Kina and see her back safely, ere some ill befalls her.
Okay, quest.
Yeah, so Kina has gone missing and has gone to the Witchwood. Katie Bush has some information for me.
It is well removed from here. Allow me to guide you.
Yeah, so her player has already done this quest, so she already knows what she's doing for it. Meaning she can guide us and give us a bit extra advice. Like, as we're heading along the road, she'll run ahead of us and show us which way to go. One thing I want to do before that, though, is head up to Adara's house, because I should have said that earlier. Kina's note. She leaves behind a little, wrong buttons. Yeah, message Kina left in her room. The words Church Dragon and Witchwood stand out.
This room.
I don't think you can actually do anything with that note, it's just sort of there. Yeah, so Kina has definitely gone to the Witchwood and we need to go get her back. This quest can be quite dangerous for a new player because on the way there's a bunch of bandits in the way that can and will kill you.
Kina feels for you. She does.
Best just to run past them, which I will be doing.
I thought her holed up in her room. She most like stumbled on some remedy for your condition, and the last never was one to sit idle.
Yep, so let's head out to the Witchwood, so we can find and hopefully save Kina and bring her back safely.
The Witchwood is this way.
This road leads to the Witchwood.
Yeah, so Licia has some idea of where it is,
We share these roads,
but she can't guide us the same way that Katie Bush can. Fortunately, I also know where I'm going, because I've beat this game like a dozen times, but
the roads are safer than the brush.
Die, rabbit.
But still, we best stay wary.
Yeah, dropped a pelt.
Endeavor to be ever calm in battle.
Those goblins have respawned quickly.
A goblin!
I don't need to be careful of a goblin. I killed dozens of these already. They actually bring up a good point in one of the quest board quests, pointing out that to a seasoned fighter or a trained guard, a goblin isn't much threat, but to just like a random traveller, or say a child, for instance, they are like really dangerous. So I kind of like that attention to detail, that just because something's easy for us to beat, that doesn't mean it isn't still a threat. So one thing I suppose I could talk about, there's actually a bit of interesting lore with the goblins. They're actually a kind of plant. They're evil tree spirits, and the reason they attack people is they then drag the corpses back to, I guess, wherever it is they're staying, and use the blood to effectively grow more goblins. So that's a bit of interesting information for you. It doesn't come up in the game, but it was mentioned in like the art book. And okay, here we got wolves. I suppose it does kind of come up in the game, because the goblins' main weaknesses in terms of elements are to fire and ice, which are both things like a plant wouldn't like. As I said, it doesn't come up much in the game, but it's just a bit of information there you might have been interested in.
I'm on my way!
Okay, wolves. Bit quicker than goblins. Oop. No, don't get knocked down. Do not get knocked down. The one thing you want to be careful with wolves is obviously, one, they're very fast, but if they knock you down, they'll start like grabbing you and chewing on your arm and leg and stuff, which does more damage than I wanted to. Every wolf pack has an alpha as well, which I think is that one there, that's a bit bigger. Kill the alpha and the other wolves become a bit less aggressive. Like, they'll hang back more and won't coordinate quite as well. Same as with the goblin chieftains. Wolves are weak to fire, as your pawns will tell you multiple times. That's a bit of a meme among Dragon's Dogma players, is that wolves are weak to fire. Just the amount of times you'll hear it. There's a few of those kind of things around the place.
Who knows what lies in wait? Let's proceed with caution.
Aren't you supposed to be guiding me? What are you doing all the way back there? Anyway, it's this way to the Witchwood. You may have noticed a big boulder up there. Guess what that's going to do?
We're apt to meet bandits and thieves as oft as peddlers, Master.
Go! Protect me from the boulder.
Search the area.
On my way.
No! They hold the advantage! A curative will serve.
Yeah, the boulder does hurt quite a lot, but you can either just tuck yourself into here and it'll roll right past you, or you can just get the pawns to walk into it and it breaks apart. Yeah, don't be afraid to use your pawns as meat shields. Remember, you can easily bring them back to life.
Armed rogues!
So many twists, it's hard to see what lies ahead.
Yeah, so this group of bandits up here can be quite the threat if you're not ready for them.
I'll take them.
Fortunately, I think I should be okay. I've got my asthma, I've got my pawns, and I'm a bit higher level than you should be. Even so, I'll probably be running past most of them to get to the Witchwood.
This scenery is quite a change.
Wait.
Boys! Armed bandits arisen.
Okay, they've spotted me, so now I'm going to run. What? Ah, one of my pawns died. No, I need Katie Bush. I need Katie Bush to be alive because she's my healer.
I've learned beasts.
Alright, let's try fighting the bandits, perhaps. Oh no, that's the one. No, not him! That's the most dangerous bandit in this group, the one wearing with the sword and shield. Because he is an absolute tank and he hits. He can take hits and he hits hard. You do not want to fight him head on if you can avoid it. Oh, get poisoned. Yeah, look, he's just ripping through my pawns. This is what I was hoping to avoid with the bandits. They are very powerful for this part of the game. Okay, I think... yeah, we're down to just 2 now, so... come on. Down to 1. Good. We've just got the dangerous one to focus on now. Katie Bush is down again. Nice one. Just let John and Katie keep him busy while I spam miasma. No, Alicia! Now you may have noticed just there that John was specifically holding the bandit. Only red classes can do that. So that means fighters, fighters and warrior pawns can do it. So can the Arisen if they are either a mystic knight or assassin. You can do that kind of grab them like this and hold them still thing. It has its uses in combat, but it's mostly the thing I use it for is for kicking pawns around. But it's the main benefit to hiring fighter and warrior pawns is that they will hold an opponent still for a while, like a bandit or a goblin. If you get too far away from your pawns, they just warp to you. I saw on the mini-map there that Licia just like jumped right next to me even though she was miles away. So if you have to run away, just sprint and the pawns should catch up to you in no time. Anyway, as you can tell by this fog, here's the Witchwood.